A task that feels impossible and a task that feels doable is merely a matter of perspective. Hey, this is me, Nivea, and today I'm going to review the book Will by Will Smith. This memoir starts with a chapter named The Wall, wherein Will Smith's father asked Will and his brother to build a big wall in front of his shop while they were just school children. And these two brothers hated this activity. They had to come back after school or on weekends, on holidays, irrespective of what day it is, they had to come and then build this big wall. They hated this activity so much that one day they were discussing how impossible it is to build this wall, and that they are 100% sure that this wall is never going to get constructed completely. This conversation was overheard by their father, and he came and told them that there is no wall, there are only bricks. Your job is to lay down each brick perfectly and then go to the next one. Do not be worried about that big wall. Your concern should be about that one brick. These statements did not just motivate Will and his brother to complete building the big wall, but also in future it helped Will to break down his large goals into individually manageable tasks. The next three chapters, Fear, Fantasy and Performance, are all about Will Smith's early days, as in how he was raised, how his mindset was molded at a very young age. Will mentions that though racism is very dangerous and externally threatening, it never made him feel inferior, because he knew that racists are very unintelligent, angry and easily defeatable. Because of which he considered racists to be the weakest enemies. The next 5 consecutive chapters, Power, Hope, Ignorance, Adventure and Pain, shows Will Smith as a young adult and as a teenager rising through the world of hip-hop. Well, the next chapter, Destruction, is all about the problems that he faced with the IRS by not paying taxes, owing millions, and his new album being a fluke. It is in the next 3 chapters, Alchemy, Adaptation and Desire, where we get to read about Will Smith rising as a TV star and then getting into movies. The next 3 chapters of this book and of his life are Perfection, Mutiny and Retreat, wherein he feels that he got everything whatever is required, but still he feels unsatisfied and a bit of emptiness, which makes him push forward more, not just himself but also he pushes his family as well to do more, and that brings quite a lot of problems in his personal life. By the end of this book, that is the chapters Surrender and Love, Will Smith understands his shortcomings and he accepts it, and thereby he starts living accordingly. The epilogue, Jump, mentions a particular event of his life, which is a culmination of his fear of being a coward and facing failures in his life. And it is the epilogue and the chapter, the first chapter, The Wall, that I like the most in this book, because it shows a great transition of his life, like from Wall to Jump. It's a big, huge transition. Though this book shows a graph of growth and that it reminds us that hard work is very important and success is not easy, I felt this book quite stretched. If you are a fan of Will Smith, you're definitely going to like it, but otherwise I wouldn't mention it as a mandatory read. I personally took a lot of time to complete reading this book because I took a lot of breaks as I felt it quite boring. Having said that, this book has a very good rating, especially for people who listen to it via Audible. They have very good experience with this book. I read it via Kindle, and hence if you are planning to read it, then I think you can probably go with Audible, because Will Smith himself is narrating in Audible, so probably that's a better experience than reading it via Kindle like I did, or probably than reading the physical copy. So that's about the memoir. Well, with that, this is me, Nivea, signing off. Keep reading a lot of books. Bye, take care, happy reading.